Weekend. The big Super Bowl's tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I'm very fired up about the Super Bowl. And whatever team wins, it's going to be a big fight to the very end, I'm sure. But we in Isagenix are going to the Super Bowl too, and it's called the Super Bowl of Network Marketing. So you're joining the winning team called the Isagenix team, and we're going to the Super Bowl of network marketing, to the pinnacle. So just get ready for that. Get your helmet on, get your chin strap on, get ready, because we're going to have an incredible webinar. And I've got my good friend and partner, Tim Darnell, on the line. We've got a couple other guests that are going to be with us as well. They're going to share their stories. And I'm really excited about this webinar. We're doing this each week now, Super Saturday webinars, right at this time. So thanks for being on time here. We're going to get right into it. And, you know, when you look at Isagenix, you're looking at a company that is, you know, transforming lives. And we've got solutions to transform lives. And they're systems that absolutely you don't have to really think. You just plug right in. You just plug right into the system. And when I talk about the basics here today, the proven plan of action, I love the simplicity of it every time I do it, because it's so darn simple, and for some reason there's a tendency to complicate things. And we put a 2-CD set together with a booklet that really goes through what we're going to be talking about on this webinar in an expanded way. But you have time to absorb it, you have time to repetitively play it over and over and over again. And I highly recommend. It's very inexpensive, and it's in your back office under ISA Sales Tools. And when you're driving down the highway or you're at home, you can pop it out into your CD or your computer, and you can listen to it. But a lot of times when you're driving, it's great to play CDs. And again, it's the repetition that's such a key here. So the vision here is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And that is becoming a reality. If you look at the company in 10 years, we've done over $2 billion in sales, and that's amazing in that short period of time. And so we're the emerging giant. I mean, if you really get into sales and talk about numbers, in 2011 we did $276 million, primarily in North America. And then the next year, 2012, we did $335 million. So we went from $276 million to $335 million. And this year in 2013, we're projecting $450 million. Now look at that, 276, 335, 450 million. Folks, we're in momentum, and this is the right company at the right time for the long term. Now, a real key for all of us is identifying why we want to do this. And I'm going to have my friend and partner here, Tim Darnell, share his perspective. Tim?
Well, thank you, Jay. Appreciate that, and honored to be on this webinar today. Very excited. We've got so much activity going on all across the country, literally across the world. And, you know, you can say that same thing, too, about your organization very soon, if we'll just do some basic things that we're talking about on this webinar today. They're easy things. They're things that work. They're things that create volume. They're things that create addition to your organization and eventually multiplication to your organization and eventually exponential growth of your multiplication. And so I wrote a book about 9 months ago, and it's called The 10 Secrets to Network Marketing Success. And I start with the very first point in that book. The first point is that you really want to deal with your why. You want to understand your why, meaning your reason. Why would you decide to go start a business, build a business, create a business, work hard, long hours? Why would you want to do that? You know, and so I know my reasons why. My reason is that I love the freedom that Isagenix gives you, the type of income that this is. And it's residual income. It's what you do this past year is going to pay you the rest of your life. What you do next year is going to pay you the rest of your life. The third year is going to pay you the rest of your life, and that grows and grows and grows. I love that freedom, that money coming in residually, passive income coming in. So that's the type of income that I want to be involved with. And I want you to think about what your why is. It's so crucial. A lot of people start a business, they don't even know why they're starting a business. And so, I mean, it's almost ludicrous. It's almost laughable that somebody would start a business without writing down exact objectives as to why they're doing that. And so let's think about on a monthly income why. So your first why is your monthly income, and you can do this in any order you want. But what type of monthly income would it take for you to go full-time in Isagenix? And what is that dollar amount per month? And you can break that down to a weekly basis because we get paid on a weekly basis here. By the way, I love Mondays. Monday's our payday. And instead of dreading Monday like everybody else does in the corporate world, we look forward to Mondays because we look for that magical number to pop up on our email and say, you just made X amount of dollars this Monday morning. You go, really? Wow, is that even possible? And yes, it is. And so what kind of monthly income do you want to have? And you need to commit that to paper. You need to write that down, your why, and really focus on that number right there. And if you can believe that you can accomplish that, and you look at that every day and you focus on that and really have true belief behind that number, that will eventually come to pass. And so we're going to help you with that. I know Jay's and my commitment is to every single day is to help people get to their why, to realize their why, to really accomplish that burning desire for that particular why. The second why is your lifestyle why. And this is not a dollar amount. This is what do you want to change about your lifestyle, the way it is now and the way you would like it to be. Is it, like I just talked about, having more freedom to spend with your family, to be able to travel? Is it to have enough money that you never worry about money? Is it to put kids through college? What is your lifestyle why that you would like to see different? Is it a new address? You'd like to move into a different home, maybe some acreage? Maybe you like to move out of the country. Maybe you like to move next to a lake, or just what is that? And write that down and really deal with that in your life. Because really, whatever you can conceive, you can achieve. And that's a worn-out phrase, but I totally believe that. We got that from Think and Grow Rich. Whatever you can conceive, the human mind can conceive. It can achieve. And when you get into possibility thinking like that, and not rah-rah stuff or goofy stuff, but literally, we have tremendous power here with the leverage of working together with Jay Bennett, his team, myself, and other leaders here that you're plugging into and you're working together. And our whole deal is that we want you to achieve these whys. Then there's a retirement why, a retirement why. How do you want to retire? What kind of income do you want to be making in your retirement? What kind of lifestyle do you want to have in your retirement? Do you want to be worried about money all through your twilight years? Or would you like to never worry about money at all and have that residual income coming in? There's also civic and religious whys also, and things that you would like to do as far as mission work possibly, or you'd like to do in your community, and things that you really have a burning desire for, to be able to help a church or maybe a synagogue or whatever you belong to, and you really would like to see yourself being instrumental in the monies that contribute to the operation of that organization. So those are things that I think about on a daily basis. If you don't get past or through the whys and really make that in concrete, then I think you're really missing a big step. So commit to that, Jay. That's about all I got to say on that.
Well, and so your why is important because there are going to be challenges and adversity, and you will overcome them when you have that burning why. So just know that that's part of life. And when people don't have that burning why, they can get knocked off so easily and quit and just, be back to where they've always been, which is not most of the time struggling. So if you want to be successful, it's that burning why that gets you over those challenges, those adversities, and you are then become successful. And by the way, the challenges and the adversity that you deal with is preparing you for the success, by the way. And so I take on the challenges and the adversity as a normal step in terms of being successful. So the basics now are, the three basics that we're going to hit is, number one, using the products. And we're going to cover products quickly so we can get into the marketing. This webinar is designed to really get us into the marketing of the products. We're convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that these products are desperately needed by every individual on the planet. And when you really get that, then it's not an issue of the products. It's an issue of us, how do we market it and get it out there. So we're going to share ideas on this webinar how to do that. So what I love about Isagenix are the pillars of health. And we have a whole line of products. But the pillars of health, the shake, the cleanse, the ionics, and the Ageless Essentials with Product B, those are our pillars, are the essentials that our body needs. And so when you really get into it, the shake is the perfect food. It is, just a high quality, pure food that's got all your amino acids, all your live enzymes, probiotics, minerals, and you're getting the maximum amount of nutrition for the least amount of calories. And all of you that are on this line, you know the power of our shake, the meal replacement shake. So you increase the nutrition, you decrease the calories, voila, people lose weight. The Cleanse for Life is critical today. With all the chemicals, toxins, impurities, and the overweight challenges that we're dealing with, we've got to give the body a break, cleanse the body, and it gets the filters of the body cleansed, the liver, the kidney, the blood, the lymph system, and guess what? Your body works more efficiently. I use the cleanse drink daily to get the minerals, but periodically I'll do a 2-day cleanse to really get those impurities out of the body. So the Cleanse for Life, critical component to your overall health. Ionic Supreme, over 200 specially sourced ingredients from around the world. Folks, you are not going to get the nutrition that's in 1 ounce of this through your normal food eating. You've got to have a product like Ionic Supreme help you with stress, help you with stamina and endurance. Incredible product, and that is one of our major pillars. It helps you with weight loss as well. Ageless Essentials gives you all the vitamins and minerals that you need for men and for women, and high quality antioxidants. And also with the Ageless Essentials, we can also do the Product B. So these antioxidants and this telomere support absolutely is going to help strengthen your cells. And I just want everyone to know a simple concept that I really believe in, and that is you've got to be taking these high-level antioxidants to protect your cells today. Your body is made out of 100 trillion cells, and the more you take care of those 100 trillion cells and you keep them healthy, the better chance you have for health, for longevity, and for quality of life. Now, there's a website that we have that's very, very, very good at explaining everything on this Product B. This is a breakthrough product, and it's www.stayyoung.info. That's www.stayyoung.info, and it's only 1 Y. Please review that. If you don't know a lot about Product B, review that site. So those pillars are helping us tremendously with our health. And if you look at people today that are on the traditional diet, and they're using traditional normal food, just a normal packaged dead food that's been overheated, overprocessed, packaged. They're just gaining weight, getting toxic, getting overweight, and then they'll try to lose weight and they just gain it back again, and they're back into rebound. Well, we're breaking that cycle. What we're saying is this: guess what? You've got to cleanse the body. If you have a garage, you've got to clean out the garage and then put the stuff back in the garage the way you want it. But you got to clean the entire garage out. You can't just sweep around all the junk. You got to take everything out, clean the whole garage, then put the furniture back in or whatever you're going to put back into your garage so that it's clean. That's what we're doing with the body. We're cleansing the body, and then we're loading up the body with high quality nutrition, and it's going to increase lean muscle, decrease body fat, and you're going to be able to maintain the results. So the 3 packages that we have are dealing with basically every person on the planet. And the 30-day cleansing and fat burning system is for people that want to lose weight. Well, it just so happens 70% of the people want to lose weight. So we have the 30-day system. We have energy and performance. These are for athletes, people that want to pack on more muscle. And they are really looking for energy and stamina. We've got the energy and performance system. Okay? And then we have, for those that really, weight's not the issue, but they want to be on a full-on nutritional program. And folks, we have an aging population. We have the healthy aging with the telomere support. Again, all of these have the pillars, and these are full 30-day systems. Now, you're going to save on your food bill, and everybody needs to know when you get an Isagenix, you save on your food bill. So we're not talking about spending new money. You're redirecting your food spending and you're just doing it with a higher quality product. Now, one of the new products that we have that I really, really love, and I've been doing these before my workouts, they just came out New Year's kickoff, is our E+. It's a natural balanced energy shot. And you know, you've heard of 5-Hour Energy. What's beautiful about this is it's natural caffeine with yerba mate and green tea. It's naturally occurring, about 80 milligrams, 85 milligrams. You've got proprietary adaptogenic blends. These are adaptogens that come from Russia and different parts of the country, and the world. There's no artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors. It's only 35 calories per shot, and it's got kind of a pomegranate flavor to it to overcome the adaptogens that are in there. And I'm telling you folks, I like it refrigerated, of course. You take a shot. You do that before a workout. I'm telling you, it gets you mentally alert, gets you focused. You get the energy, that extra energy, and it is perfect before a workout. So, or if you got like the lull in the afternoon, take a E-shot, great new product, and a great sample product. Do you know that we test our products? Over $2 million a year is spent testing our products and testing the raw materials before it's shipped out. So we have a huge quality control on our products, and I think that needs to be communicated, because this is the best stuff that you could put in your body. Okay? Now, all the products that we have, and we have a lot, we don't have time to cover them all. You want to know that the concept that you're communicating to people is to redirect their food spending from their own business. Redirect their food spending and buy it from your own business and get paid on the volume of your own business. And so why would anybody go to the supermarket, or go to the even to the internet, or go to the convenience store to buy whatever? Buy from your own business and get paid. And Tim has got a new concept, and this is going to help you with the marketing of the product, that I'd like him to share with you, and that's a sample program. So Tim?
Yeah, I call it the goodies pack, and a lot of you have heard me talk about this, and I've sent these out for a lot of you listening on the line today. But one thing we need to understand about these products, they are a tax write-off. This is our business, and we get a tax write-off on these products. I'm not a CPA, but this is what I do in my business, so you want to consult your CPA or your accountant. But that means that you dramatically lower the cost of the products. The products are already saving you money, because you're going to cut your grocery bill in about half, probably, in most cases. And so that's a tremendous savings in and of itself. And then you're going to up your nutritional value by who knows how much. I mean, you know, every shake that you take is some 200 plus ingredients in that. The Ionic Supreme, the same thing. All these ingredients, Jay said it just a few minutes ago, you cannot get these ingredients anywhere else. And so you're improving your nutritional intake. Do you think your body's going to respond tremendously when you improve your nutritional intake with these products? Well, here's what's really a great way to do it, and that's handing out samples. The E-Shot that Jay just talked about, a fantastic high-impact product that you can hand somebody. You give it to them, it costs about $3 and some odd cents, and they have a tremendous 4 hours after that. And so, or maybe even more, but it's a wonderful energy booster, and it's not a jittery caffeine high or anything like that. It's a great, just almost a euphoric type feeling, and it's much safer than anything else. But what I do in my goodies pack, there's many, many reasons for doing it, but you know, I've always known that if you can get the product inside somebody's body, then the product becomes the magic, and people sense the difference from day one. I mean, it's right the second you get on these products, any of them, just a single shake, you have just improved your nutritional value phenomenally. And so what I use is in fact, while Jay and I were talking right before this call, I put together 9 packages to go out to different prospects. And when you give somebody something, that's a real good builder in a relationship. And so one thing I want to, just sort of an aside here, but this is an extremely important point. When you're building this business, understand that you're building relationships. You're not making sales. Okay, if you look at this, a lot of salespeople have a problem coming into our industry because they don't understand it. They think they're closing people and putting them in a business, and to an extent you are, but really what you're doing, this is a long-term relationship with individuals, and what better way to start that relationship than by giving them gifts, giving them products that they can put in their mouth. They can see how good these products taste and what they do for people. I include a Prosper magazine. You can buy those from ISASalesTools.com, the Prosper magazine. I put a cover letter in there, virtually any thing you want to say. I'll be glad to send you my cover letter if you want to see it. It's not, it's nothing special really, but what it tells them to blend the shakes and not try to stir them and things like that. But and so we send that in a priority mail piece. That cost, I think the cost of that went up to about $5.60 maybe. I'm not sure the exact cost, but anyway, you've got some money in this package. It's valuable to send this to a prospect, and instead of just calling them and telling them to go to isamovie.com, which is great, you want to do that, you're also really being proactive in this relationship by giving them these products. I include the Isoline bar in there. I use the oatmeal raisin or the chocolate cream crisp or the lemon or the peanut butter. Any of those are real good bars to put in there. The bars have gotten me a ton of business in this business, is to hand somebody a single bar or include that in the goodies package. But you'll want to do that, and you want to start replicating that in your organization. Kathy's and my BV has gone sky high by doing this, and this is exactly the mentality, the entrepreneurial mentality that you want to have when you build your business. You don't want to limit your expenditures. You want to use expenditures to build your business. This is bread cast out on the water. It will come back to you in multiples. May not come back to you immediately. They may not enroll immediately, but this is one of the touches that you can give somebody. If they're special enough to be on your prospect list, then they're special enough to get products inside their body. And when that happens, that's where the company has really done us right. I mean, they do us right in every aspect. I told Jim Cooper the other day, I said, Jim, I have never seen a company that every time I look up, and I don't care what direction it is, anything having to do with Isagenix, it's always excellent. Everything is excellent. I just commend you, brother, because I know how hard it is to put this thing together, and you guys have just dazzled me with excellence. And that's what happens when a prospect gets this package. They put this in their body. Then they go through the Prosper magazine. There's a DVD in that Prosper magazine. They watch the DVD, and everything comes together, folks. And you inch that prospect a lot closer to getting involved with you with this goodies pack. So we're sending these things out like madmen, Jay.
I love it. I love it. And so samples, folks, sample win. Where samples flow, your business grows. Okay, where samples flow, your business grows. Just remember that. We've got such great stories. On the webinar, was able to kind of go through a couple of the before and after slides. Think about what we do here in Isagenix. We create walking, talking billboards like no other company on the planet, and that's why this thing keeps growing and growing. I call it like it's a marketing amoeba. It just grows and grows and grows and grows. So getting people on the products is such a key. And I have a lady that I want you to hear from, Sandy Offret from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sandra, are you there?
I am, Jay. How are you?
Awesome. Great to have you on the line. I'd love to have you share your story.
Well, Jay, I actually got enrolled with Isagenix about a month ago, working with
Okay, Sandra, I need you to get clarity on the phone. I can't hear you.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, hang on just a minute. Is that a little better?
Much better.
Okay. So I got enrolled about a month ago, and the products have had such an amazing impact on my life. I actually was working, 70-hour weeks and stress beyond belief, anxiety attacks left and right, back pain like I can't even begin to imagine. And I did a 9-day cleanse, and in that 9 days, well, actually in the first 2 days I lost 8 pounds. Within the first week, I lost 12 pounds, and I was down 6.5 inches and 2% body fat. Now, after 3 weeks of being on Isagenix, my anxiety attacks completely went away. My stress, which I should be at best at days because I was working so much, was completely gone. And my back pain, which I had been getting treated by a chiropractor for the last 6 months, went completely away. So I was killing myself at my job, and Isagenix is truly a life changer. It changed everything about me, and so I was like, oh my goodness, I need to sell this, and I need to tell people about this, because so many people around me are just miserable.
And what happened to you in your first 30 days?
In my first 30 days, as far as the business goes, I actually was real compelled to get into the business, and because I instantly started talking to people about it, and I posted my before and after pictures on Facebook, and people started asking, I was using the tools, using the products, I was using my upline and leveraging them to talk to people, and I actually made $2,000 in my first month, which is absolutely incredible to me, and I was able to quit my job and take on Isagenix full time, and now I literally just take all of my new, all the people who just start out on the products, they actually go and meet with me, with some of the people who are interested in the company, and I get to show them exactly how I meet with people and explain the product to them, and I just very much emphasize that the compensation plan is amazing. If I can make $2,000 in the first month, anyone can. So I just encourage everybody to stick with it and know your goals and know that you want to feel better, and this company can do that for you.
Sandra, that's awesome. Thank you so much for your story. Very powerful. You know, folks, it's, again, getting people on these products creates walking, talking billboards. Sandra's a perfect example. Now she's doing the business. How would you like to have 20, 30, 50, 80, 100 people like that in your team doing the same thing? And we're going to share with you the comp plan. We're going to share with you how that happens. So when you think about a few coaching tips here, you're helping people develop their product story. You just heard Sandra's product story. It's very compelling. You have isaproduct.com, okay, which is a great website to educate people on the products. And you should, every client should be able to review that, and whatever program they purchase, they can review the video and the audio on that. You have isabodychallenge.com. You register for free, and you can win free cash just for registering, plus it'll really help you document your story. You create support teams. And also just remember this, the follow-up. It's not getting someone on the product that's not the biggest deal. That's easy. The work is your follow-up with your client, and make sure they're using it correctly, fix and refine so that it's working for them around their lifestyle, and help them get over the hump to get the results, because it is a lifestyle change. And boy, you do that, you're going to get incredible results with people. So your follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up. That's the key. And then every opportunity, walk people through their website that they purchased. Walk them through their replicated site so they know how to order, they know where the auto ship is, they know where their organizational chart is, they know what their volume is, they know what's going on, and that's your responsibility to walk people through their website. Set an appointment to do that. Now, do I have Jared Turley on the line? Is Jared on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Jared, could you share your quick story?
Sure. It was probably back in October or so that my wife, Christy, she said, hey, you've got to try these vitamins. And I've tried every vitamin that is available, and regular, you know, really high quality, high health type vitamins would always cause an upset stomach. So I was a little bit nervous about taking, you know, a package full of 6 or 7 little different pills, and I was really concerned about how it was going to affect my stomach. And then she said, oh yeah, by the way, you have to take these in the evening as well. And that made me a little nervous at first, because my experience in the past with other vitamins would just cause all sorts of trouble with excessive acid. And so I took the vitamins, and to my surprise, I didn't have any change in acid in my stomach, which was pretty remarkable. So I continued to take those vitamins for about a month, and within the first couple of days, I noticed quite a bit of difference in how I was feeling. So after taking the vitamins for about 30 days, we started a 30-day system, you know, starting with the 9-day cleanse.
And in that first 9 days, I lost 13 pounds. And I'm not a large man, but I had some weight to lose. And my goal was to feel better. And I've struggled with a lot of discomfort, difficulty sleeping, some muscular issues, and those issues had not allowed me to exercise in any way or exert myself physically in any way for probably about 6 or 7 years. And within about 3 weeks of being on that 30-day system, I noticed an increase in my energy, my alertness, and it was miraculous the other evening. It's probably about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I mentioned to my wife, Christy, I said, I feel like working out. And she about fell over because, it's been years and years since I've had that energy to feel like I could work out. And the miraculous thing to me is that now when I do work out, I'm able to exert myself, and I feel good, and into 90 minutes of yoga, and after 90 minutes of yoga, I thought, man, I still feel like lifting weights, which I can't even remember a time where I had that amount of energy, even through a workout like that, and it's really changed my life.
That's awesome, Jared. Thank you for sharing it. Now, folks, we could go on and on with all the stories here. You've heard from Sandra. You've heard from Jared here. And again, all I can tell you is if number one basic is if you just use the products and you have your story that's genuine and sincere, and you would share your story with people and you teach people to do that, your business is going to grow. That's the key with number one. Now let's shift to number two here. Basic, fundamental. Talk to people. Share the story. Get it out there. Make sure people know what's going on. And I'm going to have Tim help me here because it's all about relationships, folks. Everybody that's on this line here, this webinar, it's because you know someone who shared this with you. And that's why you're connected on this webinar, this conference bridge right now. And that's really what it comes down to. And so the ability to develop relationships as you build this business. So, Tim?
I love the title of this slide, Relationship Marketing, and I've already touched on this before, but it really is about relationships. And so it's not about quick, hit somebody, make a sale, get rich, that kind of stuff. It's not that at all. It's taking the time to work with people regarding their particular health situation and improving their health, talking to them about what kind of money they want to make, about their goals, their whys that we talked about a while back. But if you've got a job right now, you can easily have 2 people look at this business per day. And there's lots and lots of ways of contacting people. I've contacted people successfully through Facebook. I've contacted successfully through email. Very successful on phone calls. Very successful in person. During a conversation, the subject of health, money, losing weight, obesity, all of these things, diet, GMO in our food supply, and that kind of stuff, those things come up in conversation naturally all the time. And if we're watching out for that, we can easily bring the subject up, and I'll say, well, that's my business. This guy's talking about losing weight. I say, that's my business. I'm in the weight release business, weight loss business. And so that's what I do for a living. And have you noticed that the society's getting more obese all the time, and we really have an epidemic here? Would you agree with that? And the guy says, oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at me, that kind of stuff. So that's a perfect opening for a card, or for your business card, or for a product sample to be given to them, or get their business card and say, you know what, I'd love to send you what I call a goodies pack of some products that we represent. I'll get those over to you free of charge, complimentary, no obligation. And they say every single time they say yes. Every single time they say yes. So it's just a simple way to interact with people and to get involved with them. But this is a people business. If you don't like people, you don't really care about people, this may not be the right business for you. But I think most of you on this line, and certainly the people you're going to contact, most people have a genuine affinity and love of other people. I mean, we're just designed that way by our Creator. And so one thing that I do that really energizes my business on a regular basis is to sit down with pen and paper and sketch out some names that I need to be contacting, and I need to figure out a way to contact them and just very simply open my mouth. And if you've got the ability to open your mouth, then what's going to happen is the subject's going to come up, and they're going to know that you're associated with Isagenix, and you're going to direct them. We'll explain a little bit what exactly we do in the process, but it's so simple. Everything is so simple. And I have a concept that we talked about 2 weeks ago when I was doing the webinar. We talked about ESP, and that's every single person. I would like for you to write that down, write the letters in capital letters, ESP, on your tablet or pad or whatever you're writing on right now. ESP stands for every single person, and that means that every single person is a candidate for this program. And so you can be judicious on who you choose, and certainly higher caliber individuals, professionals, people that have a sphere of influence. Those are absolutely people that you want to contact. But at the same time, you want to contact every single person you possibly can, because the only thing you're looking to do with that person is to help their health, help their income, and then find two people, one on your left and one on your right. Now, folks, that's a doable deal for anybody on this planet. That's a simple, doable deal to get one on your left and one on your right. So you say, well, I'm looking for that superstar. And listen, I am too. I'm looking for a professional network marketer. That's exactly who I want in my business. But at the same time, I know that any common person out there has two people that they can introduce to this program, put one on your left and one on your right, and that's how this business is grown. And so Jay's got on here, ask for referrals. That's a great way to do it. If somebody says, well, I just don't think I'd be interested in that. And so you're telling me you wouldn't be interested in saving money on your groceries, improving your health dramatically. You're not interested in that. Am I understanding you correctly? And that's, well, it's just not for me, not whatever. Well, let me ask you a question. Who do you know that's pretty sharp and maybe professional, has a good sphere of influence? Do you know anybody like that you wouldn't mind me talking to? And a lot of times we'll get referrals that way. If somebody's really negative, I don't want them in my business anyway, so that's great. I'd prefer to have the person that they refer to me in my business versus them. So if you got somebody that's a big excuse maker, that you don't need them in your business. You don't want them in your business, but they can be a conduit to other folks that they know of. And a lot of times they'd be willing to help you on that. And then take the easy business, and we sometimes talk about the low-hanging fruit. And you've got family members that should be involved in this. Virtually, 70% are overweight out there that should be trying this. Get them a goodies pack, get them a bar, get them a E-shot, E+, get them something in that they can start the process of learning about Isagenix and knowing that you are their Isagenix representative, whether they enroll or whether they don't, whether they use the product or whether they don't. They know that you are the Isagenix person. You're the go-to persons for Isagenix, and the subject will come up sooner or later. If somebody's going to avoid their health, then you know what I foresee in their future? I see hospital beds, I see IVs, I see skyrocket hospital bills. I see problems for that person, and we can help avert that with them if they will take the time to focus on what we're doing here. So that list, if you'll write that list down, I know probably on this call, I'll bet you half the people on this call don't have a written list of prospects. Folks, that's not hard to do. It's a very simple thing to do. Jay's got a lot of different ways that he helps people do that with a phone book where you simply go by profession and you look at accountants starting with A. You look at accountants, auto sales. You say, oh, I know a guy that sells cars. Oh, I know a guy that's an accountant. Oh, I know a girl that's a beautician. Oh, I know a gal that, and man, you can build a list real quick. And then it's just a matter of contacting them. Very, very simple, and we will help you with that process on a day in and day out basis. So this is where you make your money right here, is getting this list done and really going to work contacting these people, Jake.
And that is the fundamentals, folks. Number two is talking to the people, and you've got to have a game plan every day where you know who you're talking to. And day to day, week to week, month to month, if you fill the pipeline, getting people to take a look, your business is going to grow. And then the real basic fundamentals is making a list, teaching your people to put a list together. That's where it starts. Now, let's talk about the comp plan. Let's get into the comp plan. Folks, I think the main thing that I'm very excited about with everybody here, we're in the right place at the right time. All the trends are in our favor. We've got a country that is overweight, obese like never before, and that's only going to get worse. You need to know the statistics. It's only going to get worse. You've got more children overweight and obese, and that's only going to get worse. You're going to have more healthcare issues with an aging population, and that's only going to go get even worse. Okay, I hate to say the word worse, but it's going to get more and more outrageous. So that whole wellness industry that we're in is going to grow out of necessity because people are going to pay attention to results. So that wellness industry is exploding. The internet, of course, has absolutely revolutionized the way we do business. Look at how we're all connected here. Instead of spending 8 hours in a hotel, we're only spending 1 hour on the phone and computer here instead of an 8 hours plus getting dressed and running to the hotel and running back and all this kind of stuff. Look what we can do on the internet here. And the power of the internet totally works perfectly for network marketing. So here's network marketing, and all of us are able to work out of our homes. And these are all trends. And the power of network marketing is that the average person can be in business for themselves without the huge cost of traditional business. It is so streamlined. All you do is you eat your overhead. That's your business model. You eat your overhead. Everybody can eat their overhead. That's duplicatable. Everybody can do it. So when you understand that, then you realize that this is going to reach the masses. So, we could go 2 by 2, or we can go 3 by 3, or we can go 5 by 5, or 8 by 8. But just for fun, let's look at 10 by 10. I want to just kind of raise everyone's belief system here. The way that I look at it, the way that Tim looks at it, is we go 10 by 10. Get 10 people in and help them get 10. You got 100. Those 100 get a 10. There's 1,000. Those 1,000 get a 10. You've got 10,000. And folks, that is real. Now you can do a 2 by 2, a 3 by 3, a 5 by 5, a 10 by 10. The concept, whatever your belief system will allow you to believe, is that there will be a geometric progression and that the business will grow. The further that it gets away from you, the bigger that it gets. And so when you understand that, then it's worth doing this kind of business, because all those people that use the products and share those products, you're getting paid on that. So the first step is getting signed up and getting on AutoShip. You do 100 BV and 100 bonus volume, and that's for your own consumption, and you hold the volume on everything that's placed down your 2 teams. You're going to hold the volume. Now, the packs that we have are the business and family systems, or the President's Pack is what I like to call them. The President's Pack family system. You've got a $559 price point. This is a business in a box for weight loss, energy and performance, healthy aging. You get a free sign up, and you've got a lot more bonuses in these packages. So you've got the $559 packs, and then you also have the $269 packs. So I just want you to keep those two price points in mind, $559, $269, to get someone started. Now all that's needed is 100 BV per month to be qualified. So I like to start people with one of these 2 packs. Again, the $559 pack or the $269 pack with these 3 different categories. Weight loss, which 70% of the people are going to go with that, energy and performance, and healthy aging. So those are the categories. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about the comp plan. You come in with 100 BV minimum. You're an associate. You're holding volume. When you develop one on your left team and one on your right team doing 100, you're completely qualified for all the commissions that are paid down those 2 teams, up to 250 cycles, and we're going to talk what a cycle is, which is $13,500 a week, $54,000 a month, $702,000 a year. That is your only qualification. That's it. Okay? Now, look at this. Let's break down the front end of what bonuses that you have as you're building your downline residual income. Here's you. You bring Bob into the left, and you bring Mary into the right. Bob buys a President's Pack, and you normally make $80 on that, but Mary got a 30-day, and you normally would make $25, but because you got 2 in a calendar week, and our calendar week is Monday through Sunday. So that week, because you've got 2 in, they will double your product introductory bonuses. So you need to understand that concept. Double product introductory bonus. You make $160 on Bob, $50 on Mary, there's $210. And look at, because you got Bob in and Mary, you became a consultant, you make $50. So there's 50 plus 210, that's $260. And then you help Bob and Mary get their one on the left and one on the right. And you make $100 on Bob doing that because he became a consultant. You make $100 on Mary, so there's a $200 consultant bonus on those 2 people hitting consultant. And so that would be $460 total. And because you did that within 30 days of your sign up, you make another $250, which is $710. And folks, we're not even talking about the cycles. That's just the front end monies. Now what happens is as you develop a consultant, you become a consultant, you make $50. When you become a manager, which I just showed you, which is 2 personally enrolled consultants, you make another $250 bonus. Director would be another, it's 6 personally enrolled consultants. You, of course, make $100 on every consultant you develop, which is $600 total. Plus, because you do that within 90 days, you make a $750 bonus. And then the executive is 10 personally enrolled consultants. You make $100 on each, that's $1,000, plus another $1,000 when you do that within 6 months. These are all bonuses that are paid on top of the cycles. And so again, let me explain the cycling here in a simple way. You're building 2 teams. On one side, there's going to be 600 volume, so all those bonuses are being paid out, and on top of that, when there's 600 volume on one side, 300 volume on the other, you will get an additional $54 commission cycle, and that volume will go as far deep as it goes. It could be 100 levels deep, it could be 1,000 levels deep, it could be 5,000 levels deep. All that volume comes back up to you. So as you build this organization with the front-end bonuses, you're creating a back-end residual that is the most amazing residual income I've ever seen in the industry. So give you another example of this. You've got 1,000 volume now that's accumulated on the left side. You've got 450 volume that's showing on the right side. And you're going to see that there's actually a typo here, and I'll explain the typo. You only need 600 volume on the left. You only need 300 volume on the right in this case. So what's left over on the left is 400 volume, and actually on the right would be 150 volume left over, because 300 from 450 would be 150. And what's beautiful about that is that you only need 200 on the left to get the next cycle, and you'd only need 150 on the right for your next cycle. So I want you to know there's a typo there. 300 from 450 is 150. You'd only need 150 more on the right to create 300 to get your next cycle. And again, you're doing that up to 250 cycles per week per position. Okay? Now, it takes some time to create the residual that you want, but the front-end bonuses are now, look what Sandra earned. Look what Sandra earned in her first 30 days, $2,000. Well, when I got started, we didn't have any of those front-end bonuses. We only had the back-end residual of 600 volume on one side, 300 on the other to produce the $54 commission cycle. She made $2,000 her first 30 days. I'm telling you folks, when you get that, you can create an army here, and on the back end, you're creating the residual check. And so understand, get caught up with getting to manager, getting to director, getting to executive. Teach people to get to manager, to director, to executive. And as you do that, you're building that back-end residual that when you're not working, you're getting paid. Do you know that we have 80 millionaires now in the company? This is just, I think, like 30 of them. We have 80 millionaires, same company, same product, same marketing plan. Folks, we're in the 4th quarter. It's the Super Bowl. We're down by a touchdown. We've got the ball. We've got 2 minutes left in the game, and we're driving for the touchdown. You guys want to win? Let's win it. So now we're going to number 3, and it's using the tools. Now, We talked about number one, using the products. Do that day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. Teach your people day in, day out. Why? Because you create walking, talking billboards. Everybody around them goes, what are you doing? You look great. What is it? And you've got to say, it's Isagenix. So number one is use the products. Number two is talk to people. Put your list together. Share your story. Get excited. Get fired up. Get people to know. Ask them what they want to do. Let's engage people. Nothing gets done unless you initiate that and you engage people to change their lives. Okay? If you're going to transform people's lives, you've got to initiate things. Let's do that. Between your story and reaching out to people, we can talk to people all day long. Number three is use the tools. Now, this is where a lot of people don't go to the third step. But I want to, if all you do is number one and two, you'll be successful, by the way. If all you do is use the products and talk to people, I want you to know that you're going to be successful. You're going to get these products for free. You're going to get a house payment. You're going to get a car payment. No problem. But if you implement using the tools, you're going to get rich. This is what Jay Bennett does, is he's gotten to be a master at using the tools, and that makes my business go quicker, faster, better. I have more leverage in my business, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to keep this simple, and I'm not going to go through the three-step in this manner. I'm going to go right to the end here, and we're going to go right to here. Let's just talk about a couple of key things that we can do that are telecommuting strategies working from your home. And they're very, very simple. The three-step system is nothing more than the art of setting appointments to get people to watch the videos. So in a very simple manner, let me just share the three-step system is number one, you connect. You have your list in front of you, and you connect with people, and you say, hi, Mary, this is Jay. And the concept is on that connecting call is, when do you have 10 minutes to watch a video? That's about the essence of the call. So it's either immediately they're in front of the computer and they have the time and they're not rushed, or it's a future time where you set the appointment and they know that they're going to be in front of the computer and you set the appointment. So number one is connecting. Number two is setting the appointment. And that's the key, is getting their undivided attention to set the appointment. Then you have the ability to take them to iSamovie. You're literally a tour guide and you're walking them to the website, okay? You're walking them to the website, and the website is this. It looks just like this, the iSamovie website. When you get them to the website, what's going to happen is the video is going to come on immediately. You then tell them, put your cursor in the middle of the video, and then the pause button will show, and go hit pause. And now it stops it. So you have the disclaimer, and then you hit pause. Now the reason for that is that music's going to come on, the video's going to start right away. You want to tee this up, and it's going to be like this. Mary, I just want you to know I got involved with a program that has absolutely changed my life. It has allowed me to lose 20 pounds in 30 days. I've gone down 4 dress sizes, or I've gone down 2 pant sizes. I have more energy than I've ever had. I feel great, but what's really exciting for me is I found a way to create an additional income, very part-time, around my schedule. And so, Mary, what are some things health-wise, or what's going on with the family? What's going on with your life? What's going on with you? And she goes, I want to lose 50 pounds, and I'd love to be able to work from home. Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you watch the Are You Toxic? After you see this little 3-minute video, which is an introduction to the company, you're going to go to Are You Toxic? It's going to explain our nutritional cleansing program that's really healthy and so effective in losing weight. And then from there, I know you've wanted to make money from home. Check out Enterprising Women, and there's only about 10 minutes worth of watching the video. After about 20 minutes, I'll give you a call back. So have some time watching those videos, and then go ahead and hit play. And she hits play. You hear the music. Okay, Mary, I'll call you back in 20. So number one is connect. Number two is set appointment. And then number three is going to be follow-up. And the follow-up is you just helping her, answering her questions, and giving her options, and then seeing if you can get an order put together and get that person started. Now you can do that all over the country. So you can telecommute, you could be anywhere in the country and do what I just shared with you. And tied in with that, if you're brand new, you would use a three-way call. And the three-way calls are extremely effective. And what I want to do, Sandra, you've been extremely effective with three-way calls. Could you maybe share real quick how you're using three-ways?
Absolutely, Jim. I have actually been sort of taking advantage of my upline in that every time I have somebody who has a question that I'm not sure how to answer, I will just say, why don't I get my trainer on the phone? They can answer that question for you, and they can kind of tell you their story and explain a little bit more about the company to you, and then I'm able to talk to them and sort of edify the people above me and talk about how successful they've been, and they've been really wonderful at helping me to enroll new people and show them that you can believe in these products. And it's sort of a tag team effort at this point because I am really catching on and absolutely loving the products. So that's been really helpful, and truly I get them on with everybody I enroll so that they can talk to them about tips, which has been wonderful. So that's really the key to building your team, is teaching them what you know and teaching them to go out and teach other people what they know.
Beautiful, Sandra. And I want Tim Darnell. Tim, why don't you share a couple of things on three-ways that you're using?
Well, three-ways are not just for new people that don't have all the product knowledge and all the different comp plan details in their mind. It's also a very profound way to build your business, very effective and powerful way to build your business. I'm pretty proficient now in almost all areas of the company, but what I'll do with brand new people, new prospects, or somebody that's just enrolled, is I'll get Jay on the line with them, and it is so refreshing to hear Jay's perspective and not just mine, and know that somebody else cares about that person. And we always exchange information, telephone information, email information, that kind of stuff, so that we're all connected. Again, it's a relationship type thing. So last night, Jay and I were on the phone. We're talking about some logistics of some sort. I forget what, and so one of my brand new gals who's just come into business, and she's already lost some weight, and she really stands to lose a lot of weight. Her diet has been horrible over the years. Her kids are suffering from it. She knows that. She's dedicated to changing her nutritional value through Isagenix, and she really wants to make money here and get out of the job that she's in now. It's just a dead-end job. It doesn't pay much, and we're real excited about making money. And so she called while Jay and I were on the line, and I somehow, amazingly, technologically figured out how to three-way us in. Not the normal way I normally do it, and it worked. And Jay went right to work with her and getting to know her, finding out her story, discussing some things to do, and what are your goals health-wise and income-wise and all this kind of stuff. So it was just a profound call. And then immediately after that, we got a wonderful new gal that's just come into business. She's from Hawaii, and so when it was about 8:30 or 9 here, so it was about 5 her time. So she just gotten off work, and so we immediately went from that first call. And I told the gal that was on that first call, I said, by the way, this gal in Hawaii is actually in your business. She's under you. And Sarah had no idea. She didn't know what her volume was, and we looked at it. We found out she's got like 1,500 BV holding, and she's got like 7 people underneath her. She had no idea, so it gave us that opportunity to share that with her. I said, by the way, we're about to call this gal that's under you in Hawaii, and by the way, she's going to Boston for the ICU. She is traveling about halfway around the world to go to the ICU in Boston, and that activity is under you. And Sarah was going, oh, she didn't even know what to say. So then we got online with the gal in Hawaii, and she's in almost the exact same situation. Both of them gone through divorces. They've got kids. They're in terrible jobs they hate, and they are ready to take on Isagenix and make it their full-time income.